Morning, Al here at Al Lakers Adventures, back at it. I've taken a couple months off of splitting wood. I had a hip replacement back in April. It got infected, really laid me up, so I didn't want to do too physical, although I have been getting around. Well, got the log splitter out, and it runs for about 5 to 15 minutes, and it dies out. So what that could mean is the vented cap on the splitter could be getting plugged, and then it runs down a vacuum and it seizes up. I cleaned it out. That doesn't seem to be doing it. Worked with ChatGPT to try to figure out what else it could be. So it could be either something stuck in a carb, or it could be a fuel line. So I'm taking the easy way. I went to Amazon, spent 20 bucks, got a new carburetor kit that came with a fuel line as well. So this morning, what we're going to do is we're going to change out that carb. And we're going to see if we can get this thing to run for more than 15 minutes so I get some wood split. It's been a couple months and my reserves are getting low. I'm going to get ahead for next year, and the only way I can do that is to get some wood split now. Let's go. Alright, so here's my Amazon kit. Comes with a fuel line in the box here. Comes with a carburetor. It comes with the choke. The fuel on and off is already installed. And we have the gaskets. We have to get down under here, underneath the air filter, and get the carb out. All this really should take is a pliers to get the fuel line off and a 10mm socket. So let's get to work. Okay, so the carb we have, it's under these two bolts. These are the 10mm we need. Alright, so we have a little vacuum line on the back there, and there's the housing. The gasket is off of here, so you don't need to worry about that. Here we have the carburetor. Here is the choke, the fuel on and off. Fuel line's right here. Carb should just slide on and off. It does. And we have two linkages on here that we need to get removed. So we'll pull this one off right here. And then we'll get this one off. So this one just... Alright, so we still have the fuel line on right here. This is full of gas. Maybe not. I mean, it doesn't really look that bad. Pretty pliable. I don't think I'm going to mess with that. Alright, carb's off. There's one gasket. The other gasket is still on here. I'll pull that off and replace it as long as I have a new one. And then there's also a third gasket. Okay, I'm going to leave this piece, it's a plastic piece here and another gasket behind it. I'm debating on just leaving that on. Why mess with it? Okay, so I'm going to grab my two gaskets. Alright, so got a couple gaskets here. That one goes on the carb. You need the one that looks like this, the little hole. You can see it. Little hole right there. Put the new one on. Same position. Alright. I have my new carb. Slide that bad boy on. There. Then I have my new gasket. This one's got a little offset right there for that little thing right there. So that's going to slide on there. Now I can throw my gas line back on. Gas line's back on. Play it back on around. Throw the carb back there. Okay. Now for the linkage. Show you here. It kind of goes down into here. We want to line that up through the hole. The other one goes through this little hole right here. That one just goes right in easy. See if my fingers and eyes can get that done. It does. Okay. Then throw my choke back on. Choke. It's got a goes right here. There's a little pin here. This here. That there. It's gonna go on. Believe the pin goes in that hole. And the choke goes on and off like that. Now we can throw our housing back on, making sure our vent line here, so we got this vent has got to go on this little air intake right there. So we want to get the on-offs through there. Choke in, fuel in. Okay. This through here. Okay, so we wanted the choke here. Fuel on off right here. Bolts go through here. And then right here, this tube had to go back on. So now we just put the nuts back on. Nuts back on right here. Got those in my air filter. 10mm wrench. Air filter and wing nut. Housing, wing nuts in there. Put that on. Alright, so I'm going to go split some wood today. I need to go to the gas station, get some gas. Need some diesel for the tractor. But we're going to at least start it up, make sure it runs before I make those trips. Alright, turn it on. I don't know, this engine seems to only really start when you have it on full throttle. Fuel on, choke, pull. First pull. Alright, this is Al's Acres Adventures. Just changed out the carburetor on my CountyLine splitter. It was running for 10 to 15 minutes. Even once it only ran for 5 before it turned off. I think it's a fuel issue. Was not the vented cap. So went out to Amazon, bought a carburetor, got it thrown on. It runs, we know that right now. First pull. So I'm gonna go out, get some gas so we can fill her up, get some diesel for the tractor. We're gonna go down, we're gonna split some wood today, make sure that it worked. If you wanna try this, not too hard of a fix, do it yourself. Don't take it into a small engine shop for a $20 carb. No rebuilding, nothing like that. Just 2 bolts, 2 lines, fuel line, and off you go. So for now, this is Al's Acres Adventures. If you haven't yet, hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining me.